Ladies and gentlemen, today is a very interesting, exciting, and strange day for Modern Warfare. Today is the 1.29 update for Modern Warfare. It is a 33 gigabyte update. I think on PC it's 39 gigabytes. In other words, a relatively large update even for Modern Warfare standards. Now, the weird part about this update is that it seemingly seems as though this update is actually more so to prepare for Black Ops Cold War than it was to give us new content within this update. It's a strange update, it's interesting, and you'll see why I say it's more of a preparation update as we go through what actually changed in this update. Now, I think in the coming weeks, we are going to actually see more of what this update actually has to offer, whether that be Warzone or multiplayer or whatever it is with Create a Class, but there are definitely some very big changes that you're going to notice right away in today's update. So speaking of which, the main menu of the game has changed itself. Now, real quickly before we dive into this, I just wanted to let you guys know that we are under 60,000 subscribers away from 1 million. And if you want to join us on the road, it's always appreciated. Looking at my subscribers and who normally watches my videos, 61.9% of you who normally watch the videos aren't actually subscribed. So if you want to stay up to date with everything new that's coming to Call of Duty, whether that be Black Ops Cold War or Modern Warfare, be sure to hit that subscribe button, turn notifications on, all of that jazz. But anyway, I'll shut up. Let's dive back into the video. So off to the left-hand side over here, we have a pre-order option for Black Ops Cold War, which obviously will take you to pre-download the game. After this, you have Warzone in the middle, and then off to the right, we have Farah and Modern Warfare. So if you want to play Warzone, you click on this, and if you want to play Modern Warfare, it almost takes you to the OG menu that we had at the very beginning of the game with campaign, multiplayer, and co-op. Warzone nowhere in sight. Also, the store nowhere in sight on this menu as well. Now, with this update, we also got another download for a high-resolution texture pack, which is very, very strange to me. I don't notice any difference when using this texture pack. Apparently, it does quite a bit for streaming on PC, but on PS4, I personally couldn't notice a difference. If you have noticed a difference since downloading it, let me know. It's a 25 gig download, so it is pretty big. Now, speaking of the store items, we did get quite a few different store items this week. First of all, starting out with Sergeant Griggs, we knew he was coming, and he is finally here pretty late, literally just before Black Ops Cold War is coming out. But of course, what you get with this is, of course, Sergeant Griggs himself, which I actually think looks pretty good. A pretty good skin, pretty good recreation of Griggs. Doesn't exactly look like him from the campaign, but it's pretty damn close. On top of this, you get two different weapons. First of all, the War Pig assault rifle. Now, just a little bit of Call of Duty history. I believe in Call of Duty 4, the first mission with Sergeant Griggs in it is, of course, War Pig. It's, I believe, the mission where you follow the tank through the desert town. I could be a little mistaken in that, but I'm pretty solid with that. Also, this one has crimson and gold tracers to go with kind of the silver, crimson, and gold weapon, which I think is pretty cool. It also has dismemberment as well. The second weapon is called Ultimatum. This one, I believe, is for the MP5 here, and once again, crimson and gold tracers with dismemberment. After this, you have the melee weapon, which is, of course, just a knife. You have Griggs Charm. On top of this, emblem, calling card, nether calling card, sticker, and finally a finishing move, which for some reason is not letting me preview it for you guys, but it looks like he kind of sweeps the leg in it. After this, we have the No Place Like Home bundle for Mara. Obviously, this is supposed to be from the Wizard of Oz. It says the Land of Oz collection even. And with this, of course, you get a new skin for Mara, which is, I guess, supposed to be Dorothy. I think it was more so just an excuse to give her yoga pants, because to me, it doesn't really look like she is Dorothy, other than the fact that she does have pigtails. After this, we have two different weapons with this, one called Homecoming. This one is an assault rifle blueprint, golded out with a little bit of green on it. Looks pretty good. And on top of this, the BOQ, which is a handgun, as you're seeing here, with the same type of skin. After this, we have a new finishing move, which is, of course, Toto, which Toto is the dog from Wizard of Oz. On top of this, charm, spray, emblem, calling card, sticker, and a operator quip for Mara. After this, we have the Seer Kit Top Tier. This was essentially a blueprint kit, which is whited out weapons with red magazines. This one is called the Wolf Mother. This is always good because it has the monolithic suppressor. Basically, whenever there's a monolithic suppressor, it's good. On top of this, this is actually one of the best loadouts for the Grau. The only difference is I might throw a VLK 3x optic on here instead of maybe the TAC laser if I'm using it at long range. But honestly, this is a really, really, really good class setup, something that I'd actually actually use in Warzone. After this, the Feral Sniper Rifle. Again, really good Warzone class setup. You got the Monolithic Suppressor, variable zoom. It doesn't really have too much for faster ADS, like if you want a tac laser or something along those lines, but honestly, very similar class setup to what I would use on an HDR. You can basically take these two weapons and immediately use them in Warzone. And then after this, calling card, emblem, spray, nothing too special here. So the next thing you're going to notice either when you hop in Warzone or when you hop in multiplayer is this screen here. It says Warzone and Modern Warfare update. Your Warzone loadout selection is now independent from Modern Warfare. What this means is that your creative classes are different when you play multiplayer and when you play Warzone. So that way you don't have to scroll through your multiplayer classes when you're getting a loadout drop to pick out your loadouts. This is awesome. This is fantastic, and clearly one of the things that they're doing to set us up for Warzone when Black Ops Cold War is implemented, because in Warzone you're going to be able to use some of the Black Ops Cold War weapons starting at the beginning of Season 1 of Cold War on December the 10th. So clearly this is the first step towards that. Now, speaking of Warzone, this is where it gets a little bit boring, but there is some new cool stuff as well. So first of all, for Battle Royale, really straightforward: quads, trios, duos, solos, nothing special whatsoever there, and plunder trios. It's like going back to OG Warzone, but this time we have a bunch of different playlists instead of just trios. Now down here, you may notice something new, that is Warzone private matches. So as you're seeing here, we now have private matches within Warzone. Now, they did say that this is in beta, so this is not the final version of it. There's going to be bugs with it. They came out and said, if you experience any bugs, let us know. And essentially what you have to do is have a bunch of your friends playing all at once. This is going to be great for tournaments and stuff like that, but as of right now, you can't just hop into a game of Warzone alone. So, for example, for quads here, you can have a maximum of 152 players, but to play it, you have to have minimum 50 people in your lobby. Similar with solos, duos, trios. Then for Mini Royale, you have to have a minimum of 24 players, and the maximum player count is 78. And then finally, for Plunder and Blood Money, you have to have a minimum of 30 players in your lobby to start. Now, if you have 30 players, it's going to be a really slow lobby, but personally I would love it if they made it so you could just hop in here solo, try to do some Easter eggs, look around the map, try to find some things that we haven't found before. Maybe they're working up to that. I kind of hope that they are, but honestly we'll have to wait and see. The next thing that you're going to notice when you're going through the menus is that operators are no longer segregated based off of their faction. That's what this is saying here. So as you can see, there's a total of 38 operators, and you can scroll through them all. They're not separated in their different factions. You can see, for example, when we go over Mara here, it says Warcom Mara. If we go over someone else, for example, like Kruger, it says Chimera, but they're not actually segregated. You don't have to choose allegiance or coalition or anything like that. They are just all on one big list. Once again, I believe that this is preparing for Black Ops Cold War. You see above the characters where it says Modern Warfare, once they add in the Black Ops characters to Warzone, if you scroll over that character, for example, like Frank Woods here, there'll be one option for the Modern Warfare version of him, and then another option for the Black Ops version of him. Now, as far as challenges go, by now we should have another set of intel. There's only a couple weeks left in Season 6, and every single season we get 4 pieces of intel. We only at 2 right now, which tells us that probably there's one going to be coming later today. If it does come later today, I will stream it, searching for it with you guys. But as of right now, it's not here. My guess would be around 1 p.m. Eastern Time to 3 p.m. Eastern Time when it would come out. So like I said, if it does, we'll hunt for it on the live stream. My Twitch is always linked down in the description. Now, moving over to multiplayer, another thing that you're going to notice is in the menu for multiplayer, the different operators are segregated to their different divisions. So that was just a Warzone thing, and that's why I'm saying that's to be implemented with the Black Ops Cold War Edition to Warzone as well, because as we know, on the 13th, they're adding in the operators for Cold War right away to Warzone. Weapons are different, on the other hand, that's waiting till Season 1. Now, as far as the playlists this week, first of all, we have normal Ground War, Gunfight, which is the Halloween version of Gunfight, Snipers Only, which is the playlist where you have to choose one of their sniper loadouts. You can't use your own. The aim down sights on all of them is very slow. After this, Hardpoint, Hills, and Kills. So this is Hardpoint, where your kills also count towards your team's score as well. And then once again returning are Shipment 24/7 and Shoot House 24/7 to complete any last minute challenges that you have to complete within the game before Cold War actually comes out. Now, of course, the last thing with any update, there's a bunch of bug fixes. I'm actually not going to go over any of them. They're all very small, little, for example, fixes to Armored Royale, which isn't even here this week. On top of this, little weapon fixes for certain tracer packs, things along those lines. If you want to read the full patch notes, they are linked down in the description, just like always. But as far as the bug fixes, basically nothing is in there that's actually going to affect the way you play the game. So hopefully you see what I mean by this being a preparation update for Black Ops Cold War. Now, pretty much everything implemented here is to make it easier to transition from Black Ops Cold War to Warzone to Modern Warfare. Of course, the big update for all of this will happen on December 10th with all of the progression. I will link a video at the end of the video here that explains the progression fully in depth. It's very confusing, so check out that video if you don't understand it whatsoever, but that'll be implemented on December the 10th. For now, though, this is what we have, and as I said before, we are getting closer and closer to 1 million subscribers, and Black Ops Cold War is just around the corner. So if you want to stay up to date on everything Call of Duty, Cold War, Modern Warfare, be sure to hit that subscribe button. It also joins us on the road to 1 million subscribers. Also, if you enjoyed the video, always appreciate it if you hit that like button, and let me know what you think of all of this down in the comments below. But as always, I hope you enjoyed the video, and until next time, peace out.